What's up, punters and dribblers? It's fucking Rosé watch season. Welcome. If you've been watching the YouTube, it'll probably make a lot more sense. But we're just here kicking things off on a Thursday with our first taste of the 2024 vintage. I'm just going to give you that to hold because I don't have enough fucking hands on me here, Ed.
Thanks, mate.
There's a lid.
Let's just give it just a sec to cool down.
Yeah. I'm just cheersing you, mate.
It's
cooled down.
Rip.
It's been in the fucking fridge,
Oh,
dog.
it has. Perfect. Off the rip, great colour.
Yeah, even lighter pink somehow, but still being pink.
Colour's everything in the Rosé game, punters and dribblers.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that, then you're an idiot.
Holy shit, dude. You right over there, Wiramu? He's playing fucking...
We've bested ourselves.
Yeah, we have, dude. Sometimes you never know if you're going to be able to best yourself, and then you best yourself.
Sometimes when you're down there in the lab and you're mixing, you just don't know how close you are to greatness necessarily. Yep. You know, you're too close to it. It takes removing yourself from it, coming back up to Sydney, getting it bottled, getting it labelled, getting it chilled, getting it glassed, getting it iced, getting it mouthed, to really realise what you've done.
What we've done. We've done greatness. Now, again, if you aren't watching the YouTube, you won't necessarily get what we're talking about. But Big Day Rosé, back on sale tonight. Hellosport.shop, Eddie.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Hellosport.shop. There is the regular 6-packs for sale. We've also, because Tom and I are men of the people, we have also offered a long weekend preparation.
Celebrate the launch.
3 6-pack, 20% discount. So if you order it tonight, that's Thursday, then it's going to arrive to your door by the long weekend, and you're going to need more than one 6-pack. Because how many days are there in the long weekend? Just have a wild go.
7?
Well, there's 3. 1, 2, 3.
I thought it was 7.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You probably take the Friday off too, so it's 4. So you're going to need at least 3 6-packs.
Yep.
Am I making sense?
You are.
Hellosport.shop.
Rosé watch.
Rosé watch.
Again, we are saving people from thirst.
Literally, there's people that I noticed last year dying of thirst that needed to be resuscitated. And the only way to do that on a hot summer's day in the greatest nation of all, that's Australia, is with Rosé down the gob.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not stoked with the Baywatch outfits that we got. I like them, but I do feel like Cody intentionally got me one that's maybe 2 sizes too small.
And said they've only got larges.
Yeah, they've only got larges. Okay, well, what about for the Hasselhoffs of the podcast, the big, thick, dominant male, the silverback gorillas of the show? You know, where are the extra larges? Maybe the 2 extra larges. Fat-offs is not a funny comment. It is mean-spirited. Anyway, I'm sitting here, my testicles in a vice. I also, I don't know who makes the shape of these fucking shirts, but it's not shaped like a real T-shirt. This thing's fucked. Anyway.
It's a little short. No, this isn't merch. We don't fuck that way, punters and dribblers. But I think we look fantastic, Tom. Again, we're saving Australians from fucking dying of thirst this summer.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Anyway, that's a little Rosé update. Thursday pods for the next couple of weeks will probably involve us enjoying.
I miss our Rosé podcast from last year where I'd sit down with an old friend. I'd crack an ice cold bottle of Rosé, big, thick Australian piece of ice. And we'd work that fucker.
Yeah.
And leave happy as Larry.
Happily ever after. And that's where we're at today. Eddie, there's a lot going on. A shitload going on. We've got the great and powerful Will Schofield joining us, AFL Premiership winner.
A lot of East about that bloke. I mean that in the sense of...
He's a West Australian, but he has Eastern Seaboard principles.
He's got Eastern Seaboard sensibilities, Tom.
Yeah. A lot of Eastern Seaboard about him, and he also is one of the hosts of the Backchat podcast. We're going to be talking to him about the AFL Grand Final, but also his thoughts on Eddie's belief that he can outkick any AFL player from a set shot. We will be testing that on Friday, so keep your eyes peeled.
I believe
for that video.
I don't even know if I can kick it 50 metres. Obviously, I'm going to try.
You got to try.
Obviously, I'm going to try. They kick him at 25% beyond the 50. So if I was to nail 2 out of 10, sign me up.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely.
Well,
but do you believe in miracles?
Do you? Yeah, I do.
Do you believe in miracles? Do ya?
Is it I believe in miracles? Where are you from?
You sexy thing.
You sexy.
Is that the same song?
Yeah, I
think you believe in miracles.
Huh?
Do you believe in miracles?
Isn't it? I believe in miracles. Where are you from? You sexy thing. You sexy thing. That's what it is. It's not do you believe in miracles? It's Tom Jones, I believe. I don't know that to be true, but I believe it to be true.
But I was saying do you as in I'm singing it to you.
Yeah,
so I'm saying, do you
no.
believe in the miracle of me kicking 2 from outside 50?
I tell you what, when the poll was put up, there was a lot of people disappointed we didn't give an option for 0. In fact, not a lot. Every single response was zero chance.
I was buoyed by the punter and dribbler. They were on my side.
They actually weren't, and that was funny. We had this conversation the other day. We were like, dude, fucking... I was like, I'm pretty sure most people were shitting down your throat Masood style.
No.
But there was a couple of people, sure. But I feel like you were getting Masooded on the whole.
No. I would disagree entirely.
No.
I'm saying 70, at least 70% unmasood.
Wow, okay.
We don't have a very strong AFL audience.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's some vocal fucking AFL fans. That's for damn sure.
Oh, there was sooks in
I
there.
believe there was even a former, maybe current or former AFL player, Josh Bruce, in there, who was basically burying you. Now, listen, the time will tell because I'm also going to be kicking as well. We might be better than AFL players. I don't know.
25%.
Again, I have it in my blood. Punters and dribblers, this next segment brought to you by our good friends at Grumpy Coffee.
Fuck yeah, baby. grumpycoffee.com.au.
That's right.
Free shipping.
In celebration of the launch of Grumpy Coffee, which is
100%.
Tempy's new coffee brand, he sent us through a couple of nice little box goodie bags. Or are they the ones we purchased? I don't know.
No. This is an influencer box.
Oh, is this an influencer box? What do we got?
We've got the beans.
Chuck 'em.
Beans, baby,
beans.
beans.
Look at that, dude. Vacuum sealed, it feels.
We got more beans, baby beans.
Also vacuum sealed. There's a couple of types though. There's the very grumpy, which is the dark blend. This one's just your grumpy, which is your everyday.
And this is the kind of grumpy.
Which I think is the decaf.
Sugarcane processed decaf. Yep.
I mean, listen, it goes without saying.
Smells fucking delicious.
Well, I can't smell, but I have shit myself on the podcast from too much coffee. So, like, I am a coffee guy, well known and noted. We got the pods today. Chuck us those, Ed, because the pods we actually used in the pod machine. Grumpy Coffee fucks the house down. It's actually a great product from everything. The design, the bloody angry, the grumpy face, like everything is...
it's a marketing delight.
It's a marketing delight. Now, as we said, grumpycoffee.com.au.
Oh, look at this bad boy. That's
a nice little grumpy mug. Everyone who purchases coffee goes in the running to for you and a mate to play in Scopes Golf Day, October 3. Free shipping to celebrate the launch of Grumpy Coffee.
Yep.
So get in there and get some now. We've got ours. Obviously, we got our influencer packs, but we also purchase some because we like to support the boys. But who's grumpy this week? Well, I mean, everyone seems to be grumpy because fucking the media's grumpy at Kalen Ponga. I would say that Crawls is
PVL's grumpy.
MG's grumpy. Kalen's grumpy.
The Knights are grumpy.
Everyone's grumpy right now because Kalen has pulled out of the Australian side.
So who's not grumpy? Us.
Nah.
Because we got our grumpy coffee.
But Kalen's got people grumpy.
It's got people emotional.
I've got to be honest. I was shocked. I'm shocked at how upset everyone's getting.
Mate, I don't think it's worlds away from Australians getting emotional about American politics. People just get so upset. I'm like, Trump's a fucking idiot. Chill the fuck. Who cares? Who cares? Honestly, who cares? We're in the greatest country of all. It's fucking Rosé season.
And Kalen doesn't want to play. He's probably not even first choice fullback, respectfully.
I just don't think...
He's not for Queensland.
Listen. I haven't seen any sign to suggest that Kalen doesn't love his nation. He's an Australian proud and true. He's got some New Zealand heritage, obviously, through his old man.
I think he was born there.
No, he was born in Perth.
Was he born in Perth?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Did he ever spend any time over there? He's got a married tat. Not that that's...
His father's Kiwi. Yep. So obviously he's got that heritage, but my father's Kiwi.
So is mine. Well, my mother.
And I'm a proud Australian.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
yeah.
But I would say for a bloke who's spent a significant amount of this season injured, has dealt with numerous...
I actually don't think he spent a significant amount of time this season injured. I think we looked into that. It was only like 7 games, maybe.
9 weeks from the Liz Frank injury.
Oh, was he out for 9 Australian weeks?
When he did the Liz Frank.
That's not nothing.
He Liz Franked. Hey, everyone, don't shit down my throat. I'm dressed poorly and I wasn't paying attention.
Which is not an insignificant amount of games, Tom.
No, nine games.
He's also dealt with a series of pretty etch head knocks, right?
Yes.
And he's played a lot of footy. They're asked to play a lot of footy on the whole.
Listen, let me just catch up to speed if you've been living under a rock, metaphorical or otherwise, or if you're just distracted by my shorts. Now, he just kind of came out and dropped a press release. Basically, what was he saying here? I want to win a comp. For me, anything short of that isn't success. My focus has never shifted from wanting to win a premiership with the Knights. That's been my goal since I joined the club in 2018 and continues to be my focus. When I'm done, I want to look back on my career with a positive reflection, including people saying he was great. He was a great signing, represented our community and to the best of his ability. For now, I don't feel like I've earned that yet. That's why I have made this decision and will work hard every day to chase these goals. So he sort of, I think, just dropped out without like talking to anyone. No Mal Meninga chat, no PVL chat. I think maybe you meant to sort of let people know.
Well, he probably should have got Big Mal on the blower.
Probably should have got Big Mal.
So the NRL spoke to the Knights Tuesday morning saying that he was going to be in the squad, and then Tuesday night he puts out the press release.
Okay.
There are competing factions here, punters and dribblers. Competing factions. Obviously, the Knights, who are paying serious amounts of cheddar for one Kalen Ponga, probably don't want him, who's dealt with the Liz Franks, dealt with the concussions, to be going out and playing more games in the off-season when it's probably best for him to just rest the bod.
It is only 3 games. Again, I couldn't care less, but I'm just saying.
It's 3 games in this context. It's 3 games in the context of he's in the off season now, right? So he's probably not going to be peak fitness when he takes the field. You know, is that an issue?
Maybe it is. Listen, I think it's more like you had on NRL 360 last night. Felix loves whispering over there. He's got all day to whisper his little ass off, and now I just hear him
whisper elsewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna need to whisper in another room, Felix, with love and respect, obviously, because you're a dear friend. Paul Crawley.
You want to talk emotional?
Crawls. I think it's Paul Crawley. There is also a Crawley who's the head of Fox, who we respect greatly around contract.
Steve Crawley.
Hey. Obviously, they're brothers.
You won't hear me say a bad word about Steve Crawley. One of the greats.
Well, Scuba Steve Crawley.
One of the greats.
Mate, you're kidding yourself.
A lot of time for Steve.
A lot of time. Now, I'm not saying I don't have time for his brother, his younger brother, his journo brother. But what I will say is he's
Paul
a little
gets
more emotional. He gets very emotional.
And he cries a lot.
Try game into disrepute rhetoric. Like, you disrepute? Like, he hasn't shit down anyone's throat. He hasn't shit in a shoe. He hasn't shit in a bin. He hasn't shit in a hallway. Like, to bring the game into disrepute, thank you, Eddie, just topping me up with some Big Day Rosé 2024.
I'm telling you right now, we're not at game in disrepute territory.
Game in disrepute? You think the game's in disrepute? Sure, I get that, you know, the Australian jersey is the pinnacle of the sport, unless you're playing State of Origin, but it's the pinnacle of the sport.
Unless you're playing State of Origin.
And
outside of comps.
And outside of winning premierships and playing State of Origin, the Australian jersey, beaten up on minnows, is the most important jersey a rugby league player can wear outside of Origin and winning a comp.
Yes.
But, like, and yeah, I'd like to see him ripping for Australia. I'd like to see it. But, like, fuck. We've got 50 million fullbacks there. Dylan Edwards, he's in there. Reece Walsh, he's there. Fucking Teddy Tedesco's back to his best.
Slips.
He's still captain, for fuck's sake.
So,
have we dropped Slips yet? Who gives a fuck?
I think, Tom, if I could take I'm gonna take the other side of the fence here. And
you're gonna try and steel man the NRL's position?
I'm gonna try and steel man the NRL's position.
And Crawley's position.
Yes. As opposed to straw manning it.
You're going to steel man it.
I'm going to steel man it.
Yeah.
If I was to steel man the position, it would be that this may well set a bad precedence, which is that players of a certain ilk who are asked to play a lot of football, given the absurd length of the fucking regular season, which I'll get to, that this might start to set a precedence for players going, I can't be fucked, I'm not going to do it. Outside of World Cup years, I'm not interested.
If you can go to the saved Instagram tab, Thomas, for the Hello Sport Instagram, there is a clip that I saw on like the Triple M or Listener like Talking League show. Adam Peacock, friend of the show. Danny Weidler blocks us on Twitter. And Still blocked. And it's not Michael Carianis? Michael Chamis?
Michael Chamis.
And they basically have said that from a rules and laws and perspective, Kalen's all good here, bruh. So can we just play?
Because it was made out that he's broken laws.
Dude, he hasn't broken laws.
That's what PVL
laws.
Sort of alluded to.
Well, listen, I will someone I will not speak ill of.
Give us a rule.
If the player is selected for, but withdraws from a representative team or otherwise makes himself unavailable for selection, the player agrees that he will not be available to play for the club in any game in which he would not have been able to play had been a member of such representative team. So that's more Origin, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to alter the rules then.
Unless Newcastle have planned a couple of games in Tahiti at the end of October, I think Kalen's in the clear there by the letter of the law.
As it stands right now. I wonder if that'll be adjusted. Instead of saying will not be available to play for the club in any game in which you would not have been available to play, when able to play, it would change to say you will not be able to play in the following games that you have made yourself unavailable.
Sweet. That's Footy Talk League, Triple M. So basically, change the rules all you want if I'm Kalen, but like too late. I already got you. You can't get me now. Like you can't retroactively go, we've changed the rules and now you're in trouble.
No, you can't. That'd be like saying if you drink delicious rosé, you have to go to jail. But I've already drunk it.
I've already had it. And you're just bringing in this rosé law.
You can't backdate a law to say everyone that's enjoyed a delicious glass of rosé has got to spend time in prison because it's too nice. It's too delicious.
That's too. You shouldn't be allowed to enjoy something that nice.
That's
only sort of like in the Garden of Eden.
No. Because when I was drinking it, baby, it was legal.
This is fine.
It was fine.
You can't go back and tell me what I was doing was wrong.
Kalen's also never played for Australia as well, which is like, to your point of like there's heaps of other fullbacks. He's also just never played for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is odd.
It's not like he's fucking an incumbent.
It's got to be a precedence thing. They don't want to see big dogs, big penises, big willies, big thick ones at that, pulling out of international football because it diminishes the product when you don't have your big dogs there.
Yeah, I get it.
It's the same as the Big Bash League struggles, with all due respect to it, it struggles when the big dogs aren't playing. As soon as they come back, when the test season's finished, it pumps.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
I get it. Listen, selfishly, I'd like to see Kalyn Ponga playing for the greatest nation of all, that being Australia, home of Big Day Rosé. But the fact that he isn't, I'm also like, okay, all right. And listen, ironically, and I mean no disrespect to Kalyn here, I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that him missing 3 Australian games will make no difference to the Knights' premiership tilt in 2025. Yeah, zero.
You know how clubs like the EPL and shit get around this because they play more games. It's obviously not as physically taxing, but European football, they play more fucking games than anyone on the planet. It's absurd how much they play,
except for baseball. But
what they do is they just have international weekends in the season. They obviously have big tournaments at like the end of the year, like the World Cup or the Euros, but they're massive tournaments that you wouldn't want to miss. With no disrespect to the Pacific Cup or whatever the fuck this is.
No disrespect.
It's not a big draw.
Show a bit of respect to the Pacific Cup, please.
I'm just saying I don't think maybe the punter and the dribbler in the streets are going to necessarily know about it on a large scale. But if you want to get tests and make them important, jam international weekends in and take a couple of rounds away. We don't need 27 rounds of rugby.
We really don't need 27 rounds.
It's fucking ridiculous.
We don't need
No
27
one's
rounds.
asking for it. No one fucking wants it.
Well, the broadcasters.
We'll bring the extra team in. If it's going to be the Perth Bears, and
they're bringing the.
So then you get more. So you're going to get more games then.
PNG.
You're going to get more games then. You get 9 instead of 8. Let's take some rounds away and play a bit international footy.
Listen, they might. Crawley also asking, I believe, for like him to be suspended for games next year. Like, and we were musing about this afternoon in the green room about whether, NRL 360, I am a fucking huge fan of it. Not in the least part because Braith and Astor gets me going, but...
Mr. Fuckable.
Mr. Fuckable. Like we should give out some when we do our Dribbler of the Year awards. The Mr. Fuckable probably goes to Braith, but then you got your Connor Watsons. Anyway, you wonder how much some of those journalists come in and go, all right, I got to play a bit of a character here. I got to G shit up. I got to say some wild shit. I got to while out a little bit.
Bit of WWE stuff. Was it Sebo that mentioned that?
It might have been, yeah. But the Sebo was of the, not necessarily belief, but of the inquiry, the supposition maybe that they get lost in their own character, much like Vince McMahon maybe did in the upcoming Netflix doco. Where
they become the character.
Crawls become sad Crawls.
So Crawls has said it's a show of disrespect to the NRL where you'd almost slap him with a fine for bringing the game into disrepute.
They want him to slap him?
And you wouldn't let him play Origin next year. If you don't want to play Test, well, Origin is a selection trial for the Australian team. No,
yeah, but it's not though, is it?
It's not. It was. That was a long time ago, Crawls.
Because Teddy's still been the fullback, and we didn't change that. I remember when Jamie Lyon didn't want to play rep football anymore, and he took time out to ring Ricky, and I spoke to Ricky after that, and I remember him saying, I admire his honesty. Sure, I can agree.
Caelan's fucked up here.
Caelan's fucked that up.
By not calling Big Mal.
Especially when he knew that he was in reckoning. They wanted him in there.
He should have called Big Mal.
Listen,
that's not that
Mal
hard.
would have been sitting by the phone. You think about big old Mal, who's a sweetheart with the biggest, strongest hands you've ever felt in your life.
But he's a teddy bear.
But he's a big teddy bear. He's a sweet, sweet man.
He would have been sitting there next to the landline.
Just waiting.
And he would have been going through his little phone book going, oh, should I call Caelan? He's got all these little numbers in there because he's a landline guy.
He's a landline guy. He's from a landline time. He's from an era in this great nation when landlines reigned supreme.
He's from an era where you could pick up the phone, right, and listen to other people's conversations further down the line. There was an acknowledgement though, Tom,
that you wouldn't do it.
Funny,
it's you know what, dude? That's fucking insane that people were happy to have I used to fucking eavesdrop on my parents' conversations all the time.
My old man, right, when he lived out on the farm as a boy, and he'd be about Mal's age, I'd say. He was like, if there was conversations further down the line, you could just listen to them.
As in other properties?
Yes.
Wow.
But there was an acknowledgement. There was a trust system, Tom.
Yeah. People when honour was something to be reckoned with.
But so if you come from an honourable time when honour was honour and honour was honoured, then you can understand why Big Mal's absolutely devastated that Caelan hasn't given him.
No. Big Mal feels dishonoured.
And that's an honourable man from a time of honour.
Well, it's a man who grew up in a time, as you said, when honour was honoured as a value. And as a result of Caelan, even by perception, not honouring Mal with just a phone call, Mal sitting there, I don't want to sound hyperbolic here, broken-hearted and feeling dishonoured.
Yes. And from a man who was reared on a healthy diet of honour, in a time of honour, to be dishonoured is particularly dishonourable.
Dishonourable from Caelan.
Yes.
And that's fine. And you know what?
I
don't think Caelan's a dishonourable guy by trade either. I think he has merely trifled with his dishonour.
And I can empathise with Big Mal on that fact. I do think, though, that we're potentially getting a little carried away asking for him to miss rep games next year.
I don't think the tears from Paul Crawley were necessarily representative of the severity or lack thereof of the moment. Tears maybe a little too much.
What do you need to do to be ruled out of Origin games? What sort of fucked up shit have you got to be up to?
Yeah.
We're talking about the creme de la creme of representative competitions on the whole planet.
Well, after obviously playing for your country.
I'm talking contest-wise, because what we do is we just wipe the floor with everyone. You know what I mean?
In an international sense?
I'm saying in an international sense, Australia, no disrespect to other nations, fucks them up.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the New South Wales, Queensland competition outside of the 8 in a row, which we'll just remove for the point of the story, is the most competitive competition on the planet. So to miss that, you must have done something particularly heinous in my book.
Yeah, I will say I'm not surprised that the Honourable Jamie Lyon displayed honour and honesty by calling Ricky and going, "I'm not coming, bro. Fuck off."
Well, he's a man of honour.
Yeah, he is.
And 2 years ago, when Ponga pulled out of Queensland, he texted Billy Slater apparently after game one, requesting that he doesn't get picked for the remaining games, and then took that out and went on that 7-game win streak at the end of the year.
But so that was fine.
Yeah, but even then,
he
a text is still
later.
a little bit like you don't break up with someone over text.
But he was allowed to pull out of Origin. That was fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
and there
was
wasn't a
around,
beat up
No, but I
around
think
that.
that was around. Yeah, you fucking
He was
had some
getting a lot of
injuries.
head
You'd had some
knocks.
concussions and shit. Like,
Yeah, right.
But that's this is he's been back playing footy and he's been ripping cocks off for the end of the season. I don't think you can really say, I've been fucking injured. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the same thing. Now, again, if I'm steel manning, or not even steel manning, I'm playing devil's advocate because this isn't a steel man situation. No, we're done steel manning. Although I do think PVL came out and was like fucking.
Well, can you get PVL's comments up?
PVL was talking about like when I was a boy sort of stuff, and that's again he was harking back to a day of honour.
Yeah, but PVL's on the public record saying that he owes almost his life to the game of rugby league
And to the nation
because
itself.
it helped a young Greek boy assimilate with the rest of the nation.
Yeah. Young back rower, I believe.
I believe so. Wollongong?
A young Wollongong-based Greek boy with a penchant for back row.
Is that?
Answer it. Punters and dribblers, before we get underway today, important to acknowledge our dear friends at Four Pines, Japanese lager specific, but you know what I'm saying. Now, what are you doing grand final day? I'll tell you. You're coming to Truck Bar in Brookvale and ripping and tearing with your old mates, Tom and Eddie.
Of course you are. Why wouldn't you do that on grand final day? We're talking about the day of days, and we're giving you the way of ways to start it off on the front foot.
That's right,
Unlimited
Eddie.
food and drink from 12 till 3, including the ticket price found at hellosport.shop. There's rumours out there that your old mates Tom and Eddie might be throwing something behind the bar for the extra hour, for a fourth hour, for an hour of power.
An hour of power.
Just hearing rumours on the win.
That's right. Raffles, prizes, things to be won, but ultimately good times to be had. Now, get onto hellosport.shop, get your tickets, and come and rip with your old pals. We'll see you there.
Just got to get some paintings hung at home. That's Joel from Well Hung. What a great name.
I was like, I heard Well Hung come through there. I go, excuse
Joel
me?
from Well Hung. I mean, it's just
No,
not an ad.
It's not an ad. Are you going to show him this clip and be like, I hope I'm not paying for these, Joel? You do like a freebie.
My wife likes a freebie, but I'd like to get into the freebie game.
Well, of course, but it sounds like you were doing it there. It sounds like you teed that call up because you never answer numbers you don't know.
You told me to answer it.
But I
thought it was Schofield.
I've told you to answer before, and you're like, fuck off, dude, I don't know the number.
Scoey.
Mate, there we go. There's a fucking deal afoot here, guys. Oi, call me at about 3:22, and I reckon I'll be able to.
I'm going to take that as a compliment. You think that I'm that wily, and maybe I am.
You are 100%. You are, cunt.
Do we follow him on Instagram?
No,
or?
we'll just cut it out. Just cut it out, Tobler.
Don't cut it out, man. It'll cost me like fuck $50, man.
Oh yeah, mate. We know what they cost.
What
Now,
do they cost?
PVL. Well, I'm not going to say. PVL said.
Got no idea.
I just hanging myself makes my man. It's quite surprising and disappointing that anyone would contemplate not taking that honour of representing your country. Volandi's confirmed Danny Weidler's report from today. The NRL are discussing the possibility of banning Kalen Ponga from games next year after the decision to pull out of the Kangaroos selection. I don't want to use the word force, but I'm going to investigate this one, put it that way. Where's the one where he talks about, in Australia, when I was young, playing for the fucking Australia, is like where it was all at. Anyway, listen, I think Kalen's fucked up a little bit here. But I also think, because like MG's calling for him to get fucking banned. Everyone's like, this is fucked.
What's the vibe test? Vibe test, wrong word. What's the precedence here? Do people ever pull out at the end of the season test? Or is this a
Jamie
first?
Lyon.
Yeah, but he got on the blower.
Right, he still pulled out though.
But I wonder if he was the superstar Jamie Lyon he was at the time. Or
No,
it's just like
Jamie
early
Lyon. Well, he wasn't
Lyon.
Kalen Ponga, but if you're getting if you're going to play for Australia, yeah, you're a superstar, relatively speaking. But again, Jamie Lyon's not Kalen Ponga superstar.
But so no one ever pulls out.
No.
Is that
but
why?
maybe
is that why there's so much song and dance about?
Yeah,
this?
but maybe you just go about it a different way if you are to pull out. You know what I mean? So like, if pulling out is your
how would you pull out?
Quickly and immediately, and
I
just
think
make sure that I do it before anything happens that would maybe precipitate a result and an outcome that I don't want.
So we're pulling into question his pull-out method.
Well, his pull-out method is completely off. I think he's probably pulled out. It's not that he's pulled out too late, because to pull out too late would be like the day before the game. I think he's
Big Mal's now got egg on his face.
Or on his lower back.
Based on his pull-out.
Maybe he's got it on his lower back.
Well, because I think pull-out...
You think he's pulled out an egg onto his face?
What I'm saying.
Be very careful the way you speak about Malcolm Meninga.
What I'm saying is an efficient pull-out method is probably to the lower back, controlled.
It's not a bad point.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's true.
I'm saying is he pulled out too late and...
But I almost wonder whether he's pulled out...
Shot everywhere.
Too early. He's pulled out too early and not in the correct way. And so now everyone's covered. You know what I mean? There's a big mess to clean up.
There is a mess to clean up. That we do know. And PVL's making inquiries.
Well, PVL's got the mop and bucket out, and he's going, listen, I don't want to be having to do this on my time. No. I'm the head of the NRL. I'm the head of Racing Australia, New South Wales.
Coming into another spring carnival, I'm going toe-to-toe the Victorians. I don't have time to mop up loads.
I don't have time to mop up a mess after Kalen Ponga's pulled out too early.
And inefficiently.
And in the wrong way. Pull out, but do it right.
Do it right. Lower back stuff.
Lower back.
Tits. Is that too crass?
That might be a bit much. I don't know.
Is that a bit crass?
Are we pushing it there?
Where's the crass? Where's the crass?
Where's the line?
Is that like crassometer? Where is it on the crassometer? Is it too high?
Does that play?
Well, you're still talking about pulling out from playing for Australia, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude. I mean, yeah. On to Big Mal.
Well, he is pulling out to work himself as well, isn't he?
Well, that's it. He's pulling out so that he can be better.
Yeah. Which I think needs to be respected.
Kalen wants to win
Kalen wants to win comps. He wants to win competitions.
Yeah.
I will say this. And this is an observation, and this is an opinion. I don't know if missing 3 games of rugby league equals the Knights having a great spine.
That's what I was saying. That's where my thought was at.
No, and
it's not going to win you a comp.
No, but I could be wrong.
No,
if Kalen misses 3 games, is there a chance that they get a better halfback or better 5'8", or better 9, or better front row?
No.
Is that possible? Am I missing something potentially?
What you are going to do is open that rosé and get me some more. Totes, could you please get some more ice, please? Big, thick Australian blocks of ice.
None of those small blocks of ice.
No, we need some something that'll sink the Titanic. I like that. It's actually we've come down an octave with the of late. Like it's not.
It doesn't need to be. You don't need to scream it. No. It's like the come on when everyone got carried away screaming at each other.
Yeah.
You sometimes the silent come on's the go.
Oh, the silent come on is probably the go these days, but also just a little bit of.
You can say a lot with that.
Yeah, I got it.
No, there's room for an.
Yeah, listen. The most important thing to take.
But do you think
it makes no difference on the Knights season, and everyone who knows anything.
You don't reckon they're going to get like a blockbuster 7 because he had a couple of games off?
Well, maybe they'll get Trindle, but that's not until the year after. Apparently, the Broncos want Trindle now as well. Listen.
All it takes is one good game and Joey Johns to suck you from the back, and now everyone wants you.
I just from a Kalen position, I think he's fucked up with the honour stuff, but he also doesn't realise that. He's the only reason the Knights are any good, no disrespect. And that doesn't mean they have good players, but in terms of making them good to win, it's like Kalen or not. But they're not going to win a comp just with Kalen.
I'm gonna hop off the fence because I've meandered. My thoughts have chopped and changed throughout the conversation.
Have they?
Do you think? And I don't want a Den Camp answer. I want a Tom Birmingham answer. Do you think...
You've come to the right guy then.
Yeah. Do you think that there should be a punishment for missing an Australian test? Ruling yourself out. This is the nation we're talking about.
Well, now this might sound a little Kempian, and I don't want it to.
That's why I came to you.
No, but I just want to muse here. There are, shout out to Chili walking through the shot, big love for Chili. It depends how you do it. It does, dude. Like, you can break up with someone and almost make it feel like they broke up with you.
It's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me. I'm the problem here.
Yeah.
I'm
not good for Cam.
I'm not good
for that. I don't think. What about this?
I'm not good enough to play for show.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough.
I've got to go back and work on myself.
Yeah, dude.
Big Mal, listen here.
Listen, dude.
I've been reflecting in the off season. I haven't had a single big night, and I'm certainly not.
I'm certainly not hungover.
No. And I've just been thinking about.
Don't smell my breath.
I've been thinking about my game. I'm thinking about the pass I threw in the final moments of the game against the Cowboys and how I fucked it. And I'm thinking to myself, is that a pass? Is that a decision worthy of the Australian team?
Is that international standard? No, it's not.
What, to throw the fucking ball at someone's bootlaces? Breadbasket stuff.
When I had Tyson Gamble responsibly open inside me. So not just a bad pass, but bad decision making. I'm not good enough for the country.
So it's all in the sell.
So it's how you sell it.
Yep.
Do I think you should be punished? No.
For the sell.
Well, for the sell, maybe. But also, if you look at the rules, which thank you to Michael Chamis, Adam Peacock, friend of the show, and the incomparable Danny Weidler of Why'd You Block Us on Twitter for fame, then...
I was like, go on.
Finish it off.
Don't pull out early.
Don't. Or not pull out at all, which is what it sounded like there. The rules seem to state that Kalen Ponga are in the clear.
But it was all in the sell, and it's all in the delivery.
Yeah.
And he's fucked that.
He's fucked that. So you know what? You know, if you
I
want
reckon he needs to run some. He needs to find out what Mal eats or drinks or what sweets he likes, what flowers the missus likes, and run around a little sorry present.
Yeah,
because that goes a long way. A handwritten card, Tom, in an era where emoji reigns supreme, you know, and Big Mal not an emoji guy. He's an under guy. He's a letter guy.
What if he calls his landline?
Call your landline. Big Mal just wanted to apologise, and I'm running something over for the missus. Tulips.
There's Rose's chocolates.
We're out of tulips.
Rose's chocolates.
Rose's chocolates. Bang.
Rose's chocolates.
Roses.
Do you just
and then Mal and the wife can sit there and they can match the shapes with the flavour.
Eat them out of each other's mouths. Well, it's a sexual thing.
Yeah, you can put them other places too.
Okay, we're going to get fucking... Mal's going to kick the door down. Quickly, just on Rose's chocolates, for the younger generation here, your Cody Toteses, your Whispering Felix.
It's pre-favourites.
Do you guys know about Rose's chocolates?
They still get around.
My parents used to get them all the time.
Yeah,
well, it's pre-favourites.
Yeah.
Before favourites, you bought Roses.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
They don't hold a candle to favourites.
No, but they were. At their time, they were good.
Hang on.
No, they don't anymore, dude. They don't.
Roses are better than people remember.
But they're not as good as you remember because favourites now have come and taken a big steamy dump.
But favourites, they just go, we're going to give you one flake, we're going to give you one picnic.
But that's not true. Don't lie. You get a fuckload of options in favourites compared to roses. Now, I used to love roses were...
I'd like to get a box of roses.
We're going to have to
We can go back through them and we can just
get them,
see.
Toddler.
Trip down memory lane.
I feel like they get around at Christmas time a fair bit, roses.
Yeah, because
an older generation
don't know
always
about...
buy
And those shell ones, the Goulians, the Julians.
Oh, the
Goulians.
I don't know how to pronounce them, but those chocolates, fuck.
Look at this. Caramel Deluxe, winner. Hazelnut Swirl, winner. Classic Caramel, winner. White Raspberry, winner. Vanilla Nougat, winner. Hazelnut Cream, Crisp, Nougat.
Nougat.
Or nougat. The T's silent.
Nougat. The classic mix. They're all fucking terrific.
I wonder though if you're Roses, if you're like your CEO of Roses,
Big Roses.
and you're like,
Well, because there'd be competing departments inside Cadbury.
but just where are they? So they're Cadbury.
Cadbury.
So why the fuck have you? Do
It'd
they
be-
realise
no, it'd
they've
be- it'd
eaten
be-
up a revenue stream?
It'd be like Fox NRL, Fox AFL, different budgets, different teams.
Yeah, right. And still competing.
Well, competing for dollars.
Competing for dollars. Well, if you're on Fox League, which is favourites, you're burying fucking Fox AFL Roses. No disrespect to either,
No, but that's the lay of the land.
but that's how it goes.
Yeah, it is.
Scully.
Hello, fellas. How are you, Tom?
Yeah, good, brother. How you doing?
I'm very good. How are you, lads?
Mate, we're
We're
terrific.
going okay. Now I'm just
We're just drinking rosé.
We're drinking rosé. I'm forwarding you a photo on WhatsApp, which I assume you have, given that you're a man of the times. Just to give you an idea of how we're dressed, because I know this isn't a Zoom. But
Okay, let me just go and have a look. Hang on. Holy shit, that's a beautiful sight.
yeah, dude. Baywatch attire.
Rosé watch.
Rosé
to
watch.
be specific.
We're launching our 2024 vintage is out on sale. This is coming out Thursday, so tonight.
Is that right? That is exciting times.
Are you a Rosé man?
I can be a fucking whatever, man. I'll have a fucking rosé for you,
good.
mate.
Well,
Sounds like a rosé.
Listen, we got to
man.
get a couple of sixes over to Scully.
I think we'll definitely get a couple of sixes over to the big fella.
Now we've already like announced that you're coming on the show, but now that this is like an official intro, Will Schofield, former premiership player, West Coast Eagles, believe they may have come last or close to it this year.
Definitely last year.
Definitely not great at the moment, but Scully, a premiership player, also hosted the Backtrack podcast and a dear friend and someone who Eddie and I have been discussing, someone with Eastern Seaboard sensibilities but lives on the West.
That would be a correct description. Thank you, Tom. Mate, it's great to be with you boys. I know I've certainly been a big fan of your work. If I can start before you guys ask the questions, could I just give you a bit of feedback, Hello Sport related?
Sure.
A good friend of the family on both sides of the country now, Luke Bracey, which I was happy to meet last time you boys were in Perth. He's been here filming movies.
Yeah.
And look, I went out with him a couple of times, had some rosés, had a great time, and I just thought it was an incredible piece of feedback for you boys. He's done some big movies. I don't really know what any of them are called, but I found myself with him, and like girls were coming up to him and like crying and fucking hugging his legs and stuff, and I was like, "What the fuck? I don't know who the fuck this guy is." I just knew him as Luke, right? Well, knowing him as Luke is better than what I believe your fans know him as, because he told me after these great movies, after a lifetime work in film and movies and TV, I mean, the bloke's been on fucking Home and Away or fucking Neighbours or whatever the fuck he's been on. He said if he walks into a venue on the east coast of Australia and anyone from the age of 18 through to 47 years old that is male and a dribbler will refer to him only as nudes soon. Is this correct?
That is 150% correct.
Yes, that is correct. And in fairness, the name was derived from how hot he looked in one of his films. Unfortunately, just through, time, people forget the origin of it, and it just becomes the name as a.
I've forgotten the origin of it.
Well, it was that, because what it was, Sky, was this dribbler would call up our hotline, and he was like, my wife didn't want a bar of me, and then we sat down one night to watch Holiday, which is a movie that Luke was in.
Great movie.
Great movie. Check it out on Netflix.
I'm sure it is.
Or get it from your closest Blockbuster video.
Video Easy.
Or Video Easy.
Yeah,
and the
Video
guy was
Easy.
like,
Shut up,
I
yeah.
was sitting there watching Holiday with my missus. She didn't want to bar me. She then sees Luke Bracey shirtless, and before you know it, I'm getting tugged and fucked.
That happened twice.
That happened twice to him. He started putting it on every night.
Yeah. Yeah. This man was getting tugged and fucked into his life off the back of Luke Bracey. Just getting things going.
Yeah, so it was in celebration of the man that we were calling him nudes soon. I think we were sort of saying we were going to get nudes of him and start to send them around to people to get their wives.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, boys, look, I don't doubt that this bloke was getting tugged and fucked, because let's be honest, fucking Luke's a good looking rooster, but I think he was overall, I think he values your friendship, but he's a little flat that you've denigrated his life's work into nude soon, and not, hey, there's Luke from fucking movie X.
And that's fair, but
you can't control the dribbler.
No, you can't. And listen, maybe what we can do to try and turn the tide a little bit is start to do let's mention a movie of Luke's that we like. Let's get his IMDb up for us, Tobler, and we'll give him a shout out of some films. Not right now, obviously, because we might save that for the end of the show.
Well, Holiday is a great movie.
Holiday's good. Hacksaw Ridge,
great movie.
Mel Gibson directed. Fucking Vince Vaughn's in it.
Yeah,
He was in Neighbours. He was in Neighbours, right?
No, Home and Away. His name was Trey Palmer. He tried to blow up a bus.
November Man with Pierce Brosnan?
November Man, Best of Me, dude. You want to see a guy six-packed up? You want to get your missus going? Watch Best of Me. Dude,
Best of Me. Hey, so Best of Me, I had multiple females in tears crying fucking like wanting to like wed Luke over the best.
Yes. What else we got? Don't go too quick there, Tobler. Point Break. Thanks for coming. G.I. Joe Retaliation. He was in a suit as like the Silver Sovereign or the Silver fucking whatever.
The Silver Slider.
He wasn't in fucking Point Break. Like, he's not next to fucking Keanu Reeves.
No,
like, he's our age. He must have been the remake.
He was Keanu Reeves in the remake.
Yeah, Point Break 2, the better Point Break is the way everyone describes
it. He was the guy.
He was Johnny fucking Utah in Point Break 2.
He was Utah in Point Break 2, which everyone says unanimously is the best Point Break.
Yeah.
He was also in Monte Carlo alongside. This is his debut work.
Oh yeah,
at least internationally. Alongside critically acclaimed actress
Selena Gomez,
Leighton Meester, who you would remember, Will, from Gossip Girl.
Yes.
Well, so I assume this is all I'm joining you for.
No, that's all, mate. Thanks for your time. It's been great to talk. Elvis, he was in fucking Elvis. Baz Luhrmann's most recent piece about the late great King of Pop.
Not King of Pop.
Not King of Pop. That was Michael Jackson.
Just the King. Drop the pop part.
I think we need to get rid of the moniker of King of Pop for MJ. We can celebrate his shit, but we also know what he was the king of. And obviously, there's a couple other things coming out there for Luke. So sorry, Bracey.
He hasn't worked with P. Diddy, has he?
No. There's no P. Diddy shit with Bracey, as far as I'm aware.
Any freak-offs?
I think he'd let us know. Look, Bracey's
would he? I wouldn't let anyone know.
That's a good point. Now, Scully, a couple of reasons we got, and obviously there's the AFL Grand Final this Saturday. Our boys, Bloods, in the final. And you've known for you and I and Eddie often get into big fucking AFL chats about the Bloods and.
Well, whenever we're in Perth, it's like Tom.
We just corner each other.
We just sit down. We just corner each other. We just fucking
talk Bloods.
Talk Bloods, dude.
Talk Goulden. Talk Grundy. Talk fucking.
Talk
McCluggage. Talk Heaney.
Talk Rampy.
Have you told the dribblers the actual fucking story of like your blood ship? Like, do they know?
Well, what's the actual fucking story? What do you?
Well, you've never. You've lived in Sydney, I assume, all your lives, and you've never been to a game. And the boys from Backchat, i.e. me and Dan, we gifted you a trip of a lifetime to the SCG.
Yeah, money can't buy experience.
That was incredible. I'd actually been to a Bloods game, so I'm just going to have to stop you there. But for the point of the story, I hadn't.
Well, I genuinely hadn't. It's still the only game I've ever been to. 100% of my AFL games I've been to have been Bloods games. So who's the real
with Will?
Man? With Schofield,
who was? We can cut this out if this is a little too raw. But Sco was giving away fucking Brownlow votes, and I don't know if he watched much of the game.
So, I think we can. I think it'd be a good time to reveal this. It wasn't fucking Brownlow votes, but that would be fucking funny. So there's a lot of critique of the Brownlow medal happening because, of course, Patrick Cripps has just won it on a fucking record amount of votes. Little do they know that Will Schofield's been voting on them completely half-cut, half-blind. So it wasn't the Brownlow vote, but I was voting. I was voting for the player of the match. So they gave away a fucking trophy, and I was one of the voters. And we sank a lot of piss that day.
Yeah, we did. We did. Pre, during, and post. And listen, I think you made a good decision. But I don't know who you picked, and I don't think you do either.
I have no idea. So for the dribblers, right, so a regular match might be 100 to 80 points. So 100 to one team, 80. That'd be a good game of footy. This game, the Bloods beat West Coast, my former side, I think by 240 points. It's the greatest loss in the entire existence of the West Coast Eagles. It was the lowest score ever by the West Coast Eagles. It was the highest win ever by the Bloods. It was a fucking bloodbath is what it was.
Yeah, it was. And we were sitting there, specifically me being like, dude, AFL's sick. This is the easiest shit in the world, dude. The Bloods just dominate
I think
everyone.
we kicked about 40 goals, didn't we?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
205 to 34.
205 to 34.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing.
I remember when we got to 200, it was take your pants off stuff.
Well, Dan, your co-host, who's like couldn't be more of a West Coast dribbler, was wearing a swan scarf by the end of the game.
And clapping and chanting.
Look, on Dan's behaviour. So there's one thing for me who, premiership player with the club, last premiership, and it may be the last premiership the club sees for a long while. But, I've never been a fan, and I try to explain this to you boys, right? I've never been a fan of West Coast. Like, I grew up a Geelong fan. I lived in Geelong. That's where my East Coast origins come from. And then I moved over to the West when I was 17 years old. And so I didn't start going for West Coast. Like, they started employing me, and they were my employer. Right. And they used to drop me every fucking second week. So, I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me anything either. But, like, we've parted ways now. And so, although I love a lot of the players, and there's, like, love some of my best mates still playing, I've never, like, gone to a West Coast game with a fucking scarf and, like, sung the song at the end of the game as a fan. I've done it as a player. So coming out of it, I couldn't. I don't know. I just hadn't. You guys know what it's like being a fucking fan, like the Manly fucking Seagulls. You guys are fucking fans. I've never been that for West Coast.
Interesting. So even after winning a comp, you're not like, yo, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
listen up. Here's the story.
It doesn't.
About a little.
I reckon everyone's lying. Like, I don't fucking go for West Coast. I love my mates and my teammates. That doesn't mean I love, like.
Well, so you go for Geelong?
Well, I don't know if you're gonna fucking love this, boys, but I've got a lot of connections at GWS Giants.
Oh, fuck the Giants. What's your connection there? What's your connection there, mate?
I've just got some connections, boys.
Some fucking side bottom McGrundy, McClundy, McCluggage fucking AFL player. Like, what is it?
No, I look, honestly, it was like the least offensive team I could pick to, like, if I say, hey, I'm a Giants fan, no one really gives a fuck about that. And, like, I'm in the media now and, kind of a big deal, boys. And,
yeah, no, exactly.
Big deal, yeah. Huge deal.
But no, I don't need to be, at the moment, it really fucking hurts me. I would love to be a fucking fan, but I'm not right now.
Why aren't you a Bloods fan? Why not Bloods? Why didn't you go Bloods? Bloods.
Well, I feel like I'm a Bloods fan this week. I want the Swans to win this weekend, mainly for you blokes.
Yeah.
Can we get down to brass tacks? Are we likely to win this weekend, or is it going to be like every other fucking grand final, the last three in a row, where we come up against the Hawks and we get absolutely pounded, then we come up against the Bulldogs, an unlosable grand final, and we fucking get pounded, and then we come up against the Geelong 2 years ago, and you can't even watch more than a quarter because it's down like 70-0.
Yeah.
Like, what are we in for?
So the best comparison is 2016. So you are playing the Bulldogs of 2016, which is Brisbane. They started. Yeah. So they started really poorly this year. They had players in Vegas. There was a whole like texting scandal.
Oh yeah, we've heard about them. Heard about them being some cheeky little fuckers.
Yeah, so like someone left their fucking iMessages on their home laptop, and the missus got a hold of them, and they're on a footy trip.
Rookie mistake.
Be better.
Yeah, correct.
Be better as a man, but if you're going to be a dirtbag, be better.
Yeah, like you've got to understand how technology works. If you're going to be a sick little pig, and that's not the way that Eddie and I conduct our operations.
Nor do we have time for sick little piggies. But if I was to be a sick little piggy, I wouldn't conduct
I'd
myself.
at least understand how technology works, and I'd remove the iPad from home that is connected to my text messages and my fucking WhatsApp, where I'm bloody.
So that stuff doesn't need to be in a WhatsApp group.
It doesn't need to be in WhatsApp.
It doesn't need to be filmed.
That's what Telegram's for.
It doesn't need to be filmed. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to and then put it as my screensaver. That's dumb.
While my child's watching Bluey and fucking photos are pinging on of
that's
someone.
Just dumb. That's dumb.
Anyway, we'll bleep a lot of that, Scully. Don't worry.
No, I'm not too worried, boys. You're saying it. It's fine by me. So, whatever's gone on has gone on, and then they've started poorly, and everyone's saying, oh, it's a Vegas trip, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, they got their shit together, and they've just gone on a run, and they are hot, Brisbane. And I'm talking like Bailey Smith of the Western Bulldogs type hot fame. I don't know.
I know
Have you
him.
seen, now, just quickly, Bailey Smith, and I know we are talking about the AFL Grand Final, but have you seen one of the more recent videos he put on his Instagram, Scully? I've downloaded it to show Edward today. I haven't done it yet, but have you seen it where he's like training?
I believe so. So the rumours are around Bailey Smith is he's getting traded to Geelong, and I believe the photo and video that you've seen, Tom, is the new contract that he's signing for Geelong is actually in his jocks in one of those fucking videos. I think the actual scrunched up contract is shoved down the front of his jocks, and it looks like his appendage, but I believe it is the new contract he's signing for Geelong.
So is this where he's just hold there, Tobler? Is this where he's boxing in his backyard and then getting into a freezing cold pool and getting out, and it looks like his dick's even bigger than it was when it went in?
Basically, his cock and balls are the only things you can see, and you can't see anything else other than his cock and balls.
So, Tobler, right there, boxing gloves. We're just going to watch this live, Scully. You obviously won't be able to see it, but you've already seen it. Just hit that one, please, Tobler. Get some volume. I've got to watch this with my wife and see how she reacts.
This is Luke Bracey material.
Seriously.
Fuck, he's in good nick, isn't he?
He's in good nick, but just wait. This is the lead. This isn't that cool at all. Wait till you see him hop into a freezing cold pool.
How good is he?
Hold on, just wait, Edward. Wait, look at this. Just keep an eye.
Oh my God,
dude! Wait, we're not done yet.
Oh,
dude, that thing's fucking.
Fuck, he's got a cock on him.
He's got into a fucking freezing cold ice bath. That thing's like fucking.
Yeah, but when they're small, they go in. But when they're huge, got nowhere to go.
No, I know. That's what I mean. They don't go in. They just get hard and start to lift.
Yeah, they lift.
They rise.
Yeah, boys.
Is he just big cock and good looks, or is he like actually a really great player?
I mean, he's like he's better than average, but he's like not going to. I don't know. He did his knee last year, but it's a great analogy for how the Brisbane Lions have been playing. Like just like Bailey Smith's dick, basically.
Okay, right. Standing up when needed.
Rock hard.
Gun to your head. Are we going to get dicked this weekend then?
I think Sydney have been the best side all year, been consistent, top of the ladder since like round 4. Stopped giving a fuck towards the end of the year and lost a few games, but then have found their mojo. I think Sydney might roll Brisbane. I think it could be a real good day at the office.
Like a fucking, what do they have in the AFL? Is it 40 plus? Is that what we're looking at?
It's 40 plus.
Well, I think, I don't know what, they have 40 plus. No, correct. It's 40 plus now.
Because, I mean, the game where funnily enough, it actually would have been a good game to bet on, that one that we went to with you, but we were trying to find shit to bet on the AFL. You need to have like 400 legs to even get close to something.
I hit it. Remember? I hit a 20-legger.
That's right. You did. What was that paying? Like $1.50?
I think you had. Would you have 35 blokes to score a goal? There was a couple of fucking
600 fucking.
There was like 4 or 5 blokes had to get a bag. I think it was paying $1.30 or something.
Yeah, it was nice. It was juicy.
Nice,
juicy.
Hey boys. Hey Eddie, especially. I actually saw a clip of yours fucking pop up across my fucking
desk.
Instagram, whatever the fuck it is.
It
came across the desk. You talking about kicking goals in AFL?
Yep.
Yes.
Mate, it comes off the back of Friday night. That was Sharks versus the Cowboys. Obviously, half time. Obviously, when the game was over, we flick over to the AFL. We watch a couple of things. We get around the bloods.
Yeah.
And I remarked, like everyone else in the room remarked, that there's a lot of set shots missed inside the 50 as well that are sprayed considerably, missing everything in sight. And I just felt like at the top level, which is the AFL, blokes paid a shitload to stay up front and kick goals should be kicking at a higher clip than that. That was my opinion. That was my vibe. I just felt like if you're gonna get paid $1 million to kick goals, you need to be able to at least kick it behind, which is also a failure. But you get points for it.
So there's multiple things to pick through here, but like it's important to understand that I am a backman. I'm a defender.
Yep.
Well,
you might cup of tea, Will.
Are you a Dane Rampy vibe? Dane, a friend of the show.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I have.
Okay,
Dane
cool.
Rampy.
Hot.
Get the job done.
Also a friend of the show.
I believe in All Australian back there, Tom.
Yeah, well, he was at some point.
He's a fucking rooster as well. He's just a good
awesome,
looking.
yeah.
He just gets the job done. No flair, really. He just beats his opponent. He fucking gets it out of his area, fucks it off, makes it someone else's problem.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I do. So the opposite of what you're talking about, which is kicking goals. So my opinion on this matches yours, Eddie. Like, how the fuck these forwards are getting paid, and they get paid the most money, right? Forwards sell memberships, right? People come to watch these goals. They don't go to watch fucking people spoiling and fucking beating their man one-on-one. They come to watch hangers and goals.
Yeah.
And these fucking forwards, like one in every, like a 50% record's a good record. And when you get it behind, like a point for trying, it's a fucking. I couldn't agree with you more. It's actually a disgrace how shit they are.
It's 50% set shots in all over. So if you're fucking 1 meter out, that counts to your number. That counts to your overall percentage.
You don't have to talk to me about this. Like, I'm on your page. I've been trying to push this for fucking years. Like, it's the fucking distance between the goals is like 12 meters or something. Like, it's a big fucking area.
Yeah, it's a fucking lot. It's easy. Well, on Friday, we're going down to, I don't know where the fuck to find an AFL park down here, but we'll find one. And we're going to go
sniff around.
We'll sniff around for an AFL park, and we're going to go and put it to the test and see how many we can fucking pump.
You know where their one is? You know where one is? Near that fucking house we had in Paddington. Down on the fucking...
Trumper.
Yeah, Trumper Park.
Yeah, we'll go to Trumper.
Right near that weird fucking hippie house you had.
That'd be gone. I think the cricket fields are up.
Already?
We can check.
Fucking grand final hasn't even happened.
Yeah, that's what are you fucking talking about? Maybe, listen...
Well,
we like to fuck the AFL off pretty quickly as we come into cricket season, so it might be tough, but we'll get top.
Well, you know where there are some, Henson Park.
Oh, bro, yeah, that's right.
They're at Henson Park.
Yeah.
Can you let me know how you boys go? Because I think if a couple of fucking dribblers, couple of Manly Seagull fucking dribblers can go at over 50% from multiple ranges.
Yeah. Yep.
One, it shows how much of a joke the AFL is. Two, I think you need to put your names forward basically for the AFL draft.
Can we nominate for the draft?
You boys can nominate for the draft, and I'm not joking.
Are you fucking serious?
Bro, if we go to Henson Park on Friday and start kicking it a clip, we're nominating.
Fuck that, let's do it anyway.
You boys.
That's our first go. Like, you give us some training, we'll be good enough.
No. If I go down there and I kick it 20%, right? And you tell me I couldn't get up to 55, 60% with a fucking year under me belt of training?
A year? Give you a fucking couple of... Get Scully over here coaching us.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't a forward.
Head over the ball.
And listen, mate, I don't want to harp on about this, but my granddad was offered contracts with Collingwood and St Kilda. He chose to go and kill some people overseas in World War II. I've got AFL in me. You know what I mean? I've got it in me somewhere.
Well, I think you boys need to nominate for the draft, and I think you need to put it on the fucking tables of some of these AFL clubs because people aren't good enough at their job.
How do we nominate for the draft? Can you give us some
insight? I'm pretty sure there's probably a fucking online form.
Opens next week.
Get fucked.
Tobler's already looked it up. It opens next week.
And so what, we can go and try out?
It costs you $100. Probably
to nominate online.
And can we send in a video of our work?
Yeah, what do we do? Do we have to put in a mixtape or some shit?
Doesn't say yet because the entries aren't open. So I'm not sure what you have to submit.
So can I work on this as well? I'll work on this from my contact.
On this from your end. How does the father-son rule work? Because obviously I'm grandson rule. How's that work? Do I just go straight to Collingwood or St Kilda? Or do they just sign me up off the fucking rip? How's it work?
So did the grandfather play any games, or he just like told you he got invited?
Listen, I don't think so. I think he opted for the machine gun over.
What about this? What about this, Will? What about this? What if you adopted me?
Yes.
Okay, so then you get a West Coast.
Then I'd get a West Coast contract.
Now I like that idea as well. I know you've already got two beautiful sons, but maybe you could. There's room for two more in the Schofield household. We could also try and get adopted by people where we live, though.
I'd be happy to adopt.
I'd be happy to adopt anyone else.
Can you adopt us?
I'll be happy to adopt. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. we can finalise the papers.
And so basically, if you're the son of someone who played in a club, you just automatically get picked. Is that?
Yeah, that's
150 games. Get played for that.
Dude,
club.
I think we.
And how did you play?
194.
Bang.
There you go. But also, West Coast sucks. So we're probably going to be like, we might get the fucking best stars.
You'd be the captains. Like,
Yeah.
you literally be the captain of the club.
Okay, and you guys haven't got a coach yet either, so the club's in fucking turmoil generally.
You could
so
fucking coach captain. There hasn't been a fucking playing captain coach in the AFL for about 40 years. I don't know if they used to do that in your game, but like back in the day.
Of course I did.
Well, you invented it, did you, boys? I'm assuming. Yeah, they used to be fucking playing like fucking captain coach. You boys could do that at West Coast. You could captain, coach, and fucking run the team.
Okay.
Now we're
We're getting somewhere.
fucking getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to get. You got to get a West Australian on with East Coast sensibilities,
Eastern Seaboard sensibilities,
and you start to get somewhere. And you scratch a little bit of this bright, glossy paint off the AFL, and you start to see the fucking shit beneath.
Well,
it.
listen, we're gonna be nominating for the draft in the AFL, and we're also going to be globally ranked surfers. So I just think like.
And you're going to be adopted children, and you're going to have to tell your parents that they're no longer your parents, and you're actually the sons of
but
Will
mum and dad get it.
Listen,
it's content first.
Technically, we're only going to have to let our dads know, and they're probably going to take that pretty hard. You know what I mean? You're a father, and you lose your daughter to marriage, and then you hear your son's fucking off to go be adopted by a former AFL player who might not even be older than you. He might be a tick under. I'm not sure. I'm 35. Maybe Sco is 30. What are you? How old are you?
You know that I'm 35 and 2 children and fucking love a good rip in the tail.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm just trying to work out if my adopted father's going to be younger than me or older than me. I'm just trying to work that out.
I'm 35, 1989 January.
Okay, there you go. You've got me by 5 months.
Good.
Thank God.
You're good.
There we go.
Kid's good. Sco, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, boys, it really has been. I'm looking forward to my invite to a Manly Seagulls game because I took you along to your first AFL game. I've never been to an NRL
Well, mate,
game.
like, listen, obviously you were in the East when we went to the AFL game, and I don't know if Manly's playing in Perth next year, but
do we have a team now? Don't we have a fucking team?
No, you got a year or two. They haven't even fucking announced it.
You're 2 years. You'll have one. 2027.
The North fucking Bears. The North
Perth
fucking
Bears,
Perth
dude.
Bears.
Perth Bears, which is like were one of our great rivals.
2027, Sco, you'll have one. There you go. That's a hot take for you, bro.
So you're going to take me to the fucking the rugby?
No. Next year.
Let's do it. Let's not wait till 2027.
Next year, you come over to the greatest fucking city of all, and we'll take you to Broogie.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that, fellas.
Mate, don't worry. You
hold me down, baby.
You hold us. You pin us down.
Pin us down and spank us.
Go and fucking nominate for the draft.
Yep.
I'm doing a bunch of stuff on Fox Footy over the next couple of weeks, and if you go and get nominated, I'm going to put you forward on national TV as a couple of fucking dark horses that not many people know.
Not many people know about from the East. Sick. All right, consider it done. We'll nominate. We'll get nominating.
Nude soon, fellas. Goodbye.
See you, Sco. Thanks, mate. There you have it, punters and dribblers, the great and powerful Will Schofield. Backchat podcast for all your podcasts.
What
Fox
a man. I was right. I was always right. What a great man. I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Punters and dribblers, taking this moment to shout out our good friends at Ned's.
That's all we're doing. It's just a quick moment of your time to just remind you that the best bookie in Australia is Ned's.
Can I suck myself off for a second while obviously doing it with Ned's?
No thanks.
Daddy hit 2 trifectas last week. Sorry.
Yeah, you sent them to me.
I know.
That's how proud you were.
Well, if you followed my Ned's profiles, then you would have been able to follow along as well. And a couple of you did. Not many, though. A lot of you missed out.
Starting to hit trifectas this time of year, that's what you want to be doing.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe follow Tom along on his next one. The only way you can do that is if you follow him on his profile, if you've got an ads account. Also, jump into the About Even group. Password is dribbler or dribblers, Dior. And you'll be able to follow all our bets. Because Toller's banging too at the moment. I hate to say it, pains me to say it, but the kid's on fire.
Yeah.
Tommy's hitting trifectas. Sebo puts bets on the Greyhounds every Friday night. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Neds.
You know what I'm saying?
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. I want to get that Bazlenka video back up again, but I'm going to send it to you, Tobler, because I downloaded it. I also wouldn't mind doing a video. I was genuine, like doing a video with my wife watching it and just getting her reaction. So I imagine it's going to be one of like, obviously, okay, it'd be nice to be with someone who has a body like that, but then also like, how about the dick on the man?
Yeah.
How do you think, you know, I think fruits
Oh, no, I already know what her response will be.
Well, I think you need to do it as well.
I will do it. I already know what it'll be.
So do I.
It's a bit of a jump scare when it first appears.
Dude, I was
Side on.
fucking...
I'll vibe it. Just vibe check. The man's got a big cock.
Now, this pause. I do think that this whole video, though, is just a roundabout way for him to get his dick into the fucking...
Oh, you think?
Cool, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Man,
We're also out of Rosé. So
he's not an idiot. He knows he can't just whip his cock out. He needs to set the scene.
Yeah.
It's akin to knock knock, who's there? I heard that you had a plumbing issue. Can I come over? He takes his shirt off. He's tinkering under the sink. Can I get you some water? Of course I can get you some water. Can I get you something else?
Big fat cock.
Yep.
You can't just lead with the dick. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
That is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is set the scene up.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's better if there's a narrative here. Instead of just going straight to railing, set me up.
Yeah, also, like, cock shock's a thing, and, like, you want to basically... What's it where you're like the bait and switch? I'm here to watch a fitness video where you're boxing
Yep.
and you're doing, you're hitting the bag,
Yep.
and then you're getting in the ice bath. Whoa, didn't expect this big fat
Yeah, hey,
cock
baby,
stuff.
I'm thinking of you. Ooh, what are you thinking about? Ooh, like things I'll do to you. Ooh, like blah, blah, blah. Then you lead up to the cock shop. You know what I mean?
Okay, you get very sexual there.
Is this not sexual?
Well, not here. I mean, it sort of is because he's shirtless, but like...
Oh, this isn't sexual.
It's a little sexual. Pause. Do you also, as a side note, because we're still not at the dick yet, obviously I've had my Clavelli Clubber incident, but like, could you think of anything worse than actually having a video of you boxing out in the public sphere?
It depends how big your cock is.
It's a great point.
You know
Well,
what I
going
mean?
off yours and mine.
Yeah,
then
well, no.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Look at this. You're going to have to pause it here.
Jesus Christ.
That thing looks like it's going to rip out the front of his pants.
See, this is like
Honestly, it looks fucking
not
fake.
It's not blooded though. You can tell. You can because there's a fine line between blooded and like half erect.
Yes.
And he's not erect.
He's not erect.
It looks folded down on itself. Almost.
It looks like he's trying to
Like
tuck
he's
it
had to
away.
wrap it up, and then stuff it in.
It's like a cinnamon scroll.
Is it propped up on a healthy scrotum?
Listen,
I think he's got a Scott
You
or
need a
something.
healthy engine.
listen. I
under
think
that.
if you've got a huge dick, you probably got healthy
Not
balls.
necessarily.
No, of course not necessarily. But nothing's necessarily.
No.
But like,
Well, that's why I said not
but it would be
necessarily.
weird to have like scrawny.
Some people
balls.
have huge balls.
Yeah, I know. And some people have a huge dick, and some people have tiny dick, tiny balls. There's the full gamut, right?
Yeah.
Nature is a beautiful and
the
shocking
gamay.
beast. Maybe.
French.
But I mean, I'm sure it's propped up, but there's no amount of testicles that's making that thing look that big. Like, there just isn't.
Well, the testicles aren't visible in the shot.
That's what I mean. That thing protrudes miles beyond the testicles.
Get him out of the water.
Get him into the water and then out of the water, because that's a cold water. You don't need to. You just play.
Do you reckon he's got a heated pool?
No, he looks like he's shivering in there. Look at that port. He's in there shivering. It might have got bigger since
I
he's been in the
know.
water.
seriously looks
No,
bigger.
but I know what Felix is talking about here. He's like, it's a completely different shot. He's got the towel around him. He may have had time to blood it up because it looks particularly blooded there.
Well, listen here. There has been more than enough time within this whole production
Look at that.
to blood that thing up. Look at that thing, dude.
That's blooded up.
It looks like Denon's nose.
He hasn't. He's got a Denon on him.
He's got a
It's not. It's he hasn't walked into the pool and walked out in the single shot.
No. There's some cinematography here.
And Felix is in sales, so he sniffed something
Yeah, you're right.
because this is a cell.
No, this is a pitch deck.
Yeah, yeah. Send
And
me your
he's-
pitch deck.
Yeah, he's a pitch dick, and he's pitched the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
But I still think, I don't know, because he also looks like he's tucked the shorts up a little bit there as well, since being in
look at the front of the short has gone up to prop the squat to prop the cock.
But that just could be the sheer mass of what we're dealing with here is almost like if you were to look at my ass right now with these shorts, my ass is chewing them up. The sheer mass of what he's working with there could just be like eating up the shorts underneath it.
True. Please continue.
Now it's just dog stuff.
Oh.
So there's no more penis in this. That was it.
Right. Okay. It's highly choreographed. It is highly choreographed.
I mean, listen.
Look at that shot. That shot in particular. Look at that.
Standing
Look at
side
that.
on.
Look at that
like-
He's
shot.
almost thrusting his hips out a little bit, shoulders back, like.
Look at his shoulders back. That's full thrust.
Can I ask a question here? Now, obviously, if you had a dick of that substance, maybe you would be in the market of showing it off.
Well, I believe there's a term for it.
Shower.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know showers.
Oh, I
I've
know
met showers
showers
before.
Of course, yeah.
Oi, show me your cock, mate, is what a shower remark when you're doing a piss, because they know.
Well, yeah, exactly, because they're happy to show you.
Exactly. And they do.
But
like a shower will urinate next to you as you eat lunch.
they'll stand right near you and pull it out, and you're like, okay, dude, let's.
I get it. You're a shower. I get it. And showers are few and far between. In my experience, I reckon they clip around 15%, 20% max a shower. I'd say probably more around the 15% mark, a shower. 10, 15 a shower.
I would have no idea on the percentage of shower, mainly just because I haven't considered what the percentage of my shower experience is.
Show is show. Show is show.
Oh, show is show, dude.
So I'm saying I reckon around
growers grow and show is show.
Exactly. And I reckon probably, and I'm sorry, but I don't want to see you on the job. So growers excluded.
No, exactly right.
So it's like how many mates have showed me? And not just going, look at this. It's more like they try to subtly
work it into the conversation.
Exactly.
They try and work it into the scene.
Yeah. And I think about how many showers I know. It's probably even less than that. It's probably 1 in 20 showers.
He's working that into the video. He's
probably
doing
1
his
in
best.
20 of my mates are full-on showers.
About 5%.
It is one of those videos that, like, it is kind of insane to put that on.
Look at him. Look at him leaning back. He's on his tippy toes on the left foot. He's out. He's fucking balsing it out.
Yeah, and he's gone side on. He set the camera up. Because the thing is, he's got out of the pool, set the camera up, then gone back to get the towel, then gone to put the towel around himself.
And all Felix is arguing is that he's had time to blood it in between shots. And I can't disagree with him.
What are they called in the porn industry? I think it's a fluffer.
Fluffers?
He knew too quick.
He did. Well, I actually knew it.
But he knew it.
We talk about fluffing all the time, don't we?
Do we?
Definitely not.
Just maybe when you guys
That's
leave.
definitely not something
When
we
are we
talk
always
that's,
talking about
me and Willie.
fluffers? I didn't even know the term.
We talk about fluffing all the time. Tobler wants to
That's
start
late.
a
That's
podcast,
Hello
porn
Sports Studios
podcast.
late night.
Yeah. Up the
I reckon, can I just guess who your hero is?
Dirk Diggler.
Just a wild guess.
Sure.
Mark Wahlberg, Boogie Nights.
Dirk Diggler.
I do love that movie.
Shock horror.
But not I wouldn't say he's my hero.
Cody doesn't know what we're talking about, but everyone else knows.
Nah, Cody's sitting there like a disgruntled teenager, shoes on the couch, fucking.
Do you know who that is? No.
I'm
Fuck
a big
you,
bright
Mum and
shining
Dad.
star. I'm a big bright shining star.
Okay, calm down.
I see what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, he knows
come
too
on.
much.
Oh, I've seen Boogie Nights. So what?
100
quoting it,
fucking
mate.
times.
He's quoting
Great
it.
film.
Yeah, 100.
Tobler's
fucking
Titanic is Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I heard you bit on the prosthetic cock.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I
get it?
just missed it.
Before we bow rugby league,
Oh, this is rugby league.
yeah. Did you see the Bulldogs? Sorry. So obviously there's all this shit going on with Addo-Carr. And the Dogs are like, what are they going to do? They're going to get rid of him or not? Then the Dragons were like, well, how about this? We know you want to get rid of him. Because they want to get rid of him, but they're trying to maybe find like a club to swap him with. The Dragons go, well, how about this? Hey, we've got an idea for you. Oi, here's something you might like.
Yep.
How about this? We give you Michaeli Ravalawa and you give us Josh Addo-Carr. That seems reasonable. No disrespect to Michaeli, who's a phenomenal player.
Is he a rep player?
Well, no, he's not a rep player. Well, listen, he's an NRL player.
I like that from the Dragons.
I love it from the Dragons. Come on, you want to get rid of him?
Shoot your rugby league shot.
We'll give you Michaeli. Come on. I tell you what, You add Addo-Carr to a Dragons backline with fucking Val Holmes, Ben Hunt,
Others
that play for the Dragons, Moses Sully.
on his day.
On his day,
Moses Sully.
Yeah, on his fucking day. Good day for Moses.
Listen, I wouldn't put it past that wily fucker Kyle Flanagan. Shane, rather. Shane, he's a wily prick, and he knows how to build a side, and he sees a thoroughbred in Josh Addo-Carr on the outer with the club, lied to his dad. Dad wants to get rid of him. Dad disappointed in his boy, and he goes, well, I've got a Michaela over here who I'm not that fond of.
Well, listen, he's not Josh Addo-Carr, sure, but he is not in trouble with the lower.
It's like that guy that traded. There was like I think he was on Facebook or YouTube ages ago. He traded for a paperclip all the way up to a house. Have you seen that?
I've heard of that. I feel like Joyride's doing that on his podcast, The Meeting Tree. They were like doing some Facebook marketplace thing.
There you go. So this is Shane's plan. Just trade up.
I respect it. I don't know if it'll happen. I know Hectic Fred wasn't happy about it. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah. It was reported 20 minutes ago that they're going to grant him permission to leave the Dogs.
Just to leave straight up?
Yeah, potentially as a free agent.
So why wouldn't you take him, Michaela? Why wouldn't you take him, Michaela?
Well, you might if he's just going to go.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Or you try to get Jarrell Skelton just to fucking stick around. Swing us that vape over there.
And the bloke traded a paperclip to a house in 14 trades.
There you go.
Back in 06.
What were the trades?
Let me get them up.
There is a list. A couple of questionable ones where you go, how's that possible? The guy, I believe, had a huge paperclip put in the front of his house. It's on his front lawn.
So it was a huge one. That was what he was trading?
No. As in like an
after
homage
he did
to
it.
his work.
Shout out to Matt Giddo for sharing Good Day. Not the point.
It's not nothing though, is it?
No, it's not. Didn't need to do it.
Elevator music.
I'll top it.
Just trying to find a definitive list.
Literally put in elevator music, please. Obviously, top of that will
And
be you
we
roasting
are
yourself,
here.
but
Was this the... yeah.
just give us a list.
This is a list. Paperclip for a fish-shaped pen. Then for a hand-sculpted doorknob. Then for a Coleman camp stove with fuel. And then he traded that for a Honda generator.
That's the big one.
That's bullshit.
That's the big one. That's the huge one. A stove for a generator? Generators are fucking expensive.
That seems like someone who wants to be a part of some dumb ruse, or he owned both and just traded it.
See that giant paperclip out the front of his house?
Yeah, understated elegant. That's nice.
This one's a bit weird. Then he traded the generator for an instant party, which consisted of an empty keg, an IOU for filling the keg with the beer of the bearer's choice, and a neon Budweiser sign.
Dumb. Lost me.
Then he traded that for a Skidoo snowmobile with a radio personality, which reeks. And then traded that for a 2-person trip to British Columbia. Then that for a box truck, into a recording contract, into a year's worth of rent, into one afternoon with Alice Cooper. Traded that for a Kiss motorized snow globe.
What the fuck?
Into a roll into a film, and then that into a 2-story farmhouse in Saskatchewan.
Listen, that's honestly the shittest fucking yarn ever.
The shittest yarn ever?
Dude, that's such horseshit.
Wasn't engaging?
Like, that's that's not really doing it.
Should we try?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Doing anything else to fucking drain us of mental fucking capacity, brain power? Sure, dude. What are we going to trade? What are you going to trade? A box of Rosé for something?
A house.
A house. Straight up.
That was easy.
That was fucking easy as. I think before we wrap up, there's some shit we got to open here.
First things first, we talked about it last Thursday.
Yes.
About how we want to find out our ancestries.
Is it going to matter we've been drinking rosé?
Well,
am I going to be related to like a berry in South Australia?
Maybe just
if
have
it came
a
back
swig
that
of
you're
water.
half berry.
There are worse things to be related to.
Are we doing it right now?
You can if you want, yeah.
Yeah, I
haven't read the
I
instructions.
feel like this is going to be
What about
instruction heavy.
Why don't we give the instructions over there to fucking Mr. Diora while we open this big bitch over here, this big box?
Sweet. Let's do that.
Can you get us the big box while you're at it?
No.
Okay, is it admin heavy? Do we do it after the show?
Let's do it later.
If it's too hard, we'll do it after.
Huck to that thing.
All right, swing this over here. This is heavy as shit. Now, this big box was sent to us by
Can you get a knife or something, please, Co? Thanks.
Kelvin Cochran. You don't meet many Kelvins
Kelvin
these days.
Cochran of the first ever Tickle Me Blocker fame.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then the bobbleheads and Good Day Golf Polos fame as well.
Okay, this man is working overtime for a baggy green. I'll let you know this just before we open this, Kelvin. Size does not equal baggy green.
Size doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. But I mean, it does.
Unless you're
Bazlenka.
Bazlenka, when it absolutely matters.
Now, maybe we flip this over, mate. I'm just trying to work out what the fuck that is.
I hear screws.
Oh, Jesus.
Pass that.
Hold on. Okay. Now, anything else in here? No, we can get rid of that. Do we know what this is?
No idea.
You're just laughing.
All right. Eddie. Oh, okay. Sorry. Eddie cutting this open here for those just listening. It's like the size of a fucking, like a 55-inch TV right now?
I'm guessing a portrait of some description.
What is in there,
55 is a
dude?
bit generous.
Sounds like it's screws, though. Sounds like it needs to be made.
The gentleman said that the number he threw out of cost of shipping was exorbitant, and it sounds like he may have been fucked by big shipping, but
Fuck me, dude.
Stand up and give him a hand, Tom.
mate, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm just sort of looking at this here.
An aquarium?
An aquarium.
I'm just trying
Maybe.
to. I'm trying to just give this thing a bit of audio so people know what the hell we're watching here or we're listening to.
Looks like a heavy frame.
Oh shit!
A heavy frame.
Okay, hold on a second. Keep cutting. Has this broken? Is that what we're hearing?
We're hearing something, dude.
Are we hearing?
Oh, the glass is broken.
Oh!
It doesn't really say fragile on the box either.
Dude.
The glass is broken.
Well, dude, you should be getting your money back on that shipping, dog.
Yeah, fuck.
Wow.
Okay, we need to cut this open pretty safely. Let's maybe lay it down.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing broken glass as well.
I'm hearing serious broken glass. I can see a cricket ball. Oh. Now, obviously, it's not the gentleman's fault the glass is broken, but it does have to factor into whether you get a baggy green or not. I can't. Oh,
That's
dude.
proper
He sent us
shattered.
a fucking health hazard.
Do we have any gloves?
Oh, my God. Drink me in.
That's a shot.
That's a shot.
That's a Mark Wahlberg and Boogie Nights shot.
Yeah,
Blur
well,
that,
it's without
Topper.
the dick.
Blur that.
And he's fucking, this is being bubble wrapped into his mouth. The fact it's broken is actually insane.
Hectic.
Now, I'm still talking here, punters and dribblers. I'm just looking at, oh, fuck.
Yeah, no fragile signs on the box.
Oh, no fragile sign on the box. Shit. Oh, it's proper fucked on the side.
Been bashed around.
Oh, fuck, he's got... So this is actually a bespoke piece as well. He's got this made because there's some other shit in there. Oh, this poor cunt. I actually feel bad. I feel bad. Not we didn't do it, obviously. I feel bad. Who is the fucking shipping company? Pack and Send, those useless fucks.
Record breakers.
Oh, bro, it's so fucking sick, and it's fucking Pack and Send, dude. Like, just you got one chili, not now, bruh. It's proper fucked up, dude. It's completely fucked up. Dude, I hope not, because that's not how the baggy green game works, unfortunately.
It reeks of just being thrown in a van.
Record breakers. Shane Keith Warren with a ball. Hello Sport in there. We're dressed in our furs. And then 40-0 Manly. It looks fucking sick as well.
Is there any significance of the ball? Does it indicate?
It's signed.
It looks signed.
It's signed.
Oh.
It's a signed ball. Warney being carried by Simons and Haydos. And then it's Eddie and I in the middle.
Oh, no.
And then it's 40-0 Manly. Fuck, dude.
It stinks of just being thrown in the back of a van.
Look.
Oh, the fucking frame's broken.
The whole thing's broken.
Oh, no.
Dude,
It's snapped.
the whole fucking frame's broken. Let's take photos of it and Nick can go back to Packinson and be like, you pieces of shit charge me all this money. Like, that's actually fucking ridiculous. Now, they may say... No, that'll be on there. Well,
There's no fragile sticker on the box.
The fucking thing, maybe not.
It's all look, it's caved in here. Like the frame is caved in everywhere.
It looks like it's been dropped onto something.
It's been dropped.
Yeah, it's been chucked in the back of the van and everything's been chucked on top of it.
Shit.
Yikes. Packers insurance.
Well, has he? Wow.
But it didn't say fragile. That's my concern. They would have just thrown that
It's
cunt
just
around.
a cardboard box. Like, there's no real fragile sign on it anywhere.
And if you haven't put fragile on this thing, I must say that you've shit the rugby league bet if you haven't put fragile on it.
That's devastating.
That's so fucked
Oh,
up.
no.
The whole it's actually like the whole thing's fucked.
It's not just
a glass.
The whole thing is
Look
fucked.
at it. Look at it. Look at the end. See, the corner is completely fucked. This is fucked. This whole thing sunken in. Like, look at that. It's supposed to be flush up here.
That's a real tough go for Kelvin. Because unfortunately...
What am I going to do with this?
What am I... You've made more work for us, Kelvin, to be honest.
Well, there's a world where this just goes
straight in the bin. But we'll take the Shane Warne ball, obviously.
But it's legitimately broken.
Yeah.
Like not a single part of this is like if we put it on if we hung on the wall, it'd just like fall apart.
Listen, I think what we maybe give Kelvin the option of, because he's clearly put a lot of work into this, right? So we'll take the Shane Warne ball out just to be safe.
Is that authentic?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know. There's no authentication, but I think just to be safe, we take that out.
Yep.
And then we remove all of the glass, and by we, I mean probably Tobler or someone, not us. We then wrap it back up, and we send it back to Kelvin, and we say...
I don't think you bother sending it back. There's
gonna
nothing.
Well, the
there's
thing is,
nothing,
but like,
it's all broke.
yeah, but he might be able to reappropriate.
Well, we can take the things
That's what I
off,
mean.
But we don't need to send the whole thing back.
No, but
this is broken.
Yeah, but this shit
No, it's broken too. The whole thing's broken. Everything's broken. It's all broken.
is this bit ripped down there, or is that
Yeah, it's all
depressed?
fucked. It's depressed as fuck. You can't use it.
Not as depressed as Kelvin's going to be.
Like, I think you send these back, and that's it. I don't know. I'm being genuine.
No, I know, and I also don't think we send. Again, I want to reiterate: we don't send the fucking ball back.
We'll hang on to the ball.
We probably hang on to the ball.
That's tough.
Kelvin, it honestly,
It breaks my rugby league heart.
Yeah, it does, and I don't want to tell you it would or it wouldn't have got you a baggy green because I don't want you to. I don't want it to be even worse. But like, I tell you what, it doesn't do, Eddie. It doesn't get you a baggy green because it's so fucked up.
So Packinson do offer warranty. It just depends if he's opted into it, and then they've put like a financial value on.
I've got glass on
the
me. So
goods.
Okay, so now Kelvin, you also got Eddie bleeding.
I'm not bleeding. Not
Not yet.
I've got glass on me.
Not yet.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's really tough. There's not much we can do about it.
No, there isn't. Are they playing cards?
All signed. Who are the players at least in the... Can you come film this again, Toes? Just fucking put the camera down. Is that his? They're glued in.
I'm not a big playing card guy, so I don't know what I'm looking at. But
Well, he's got 40 mil. He's got a Brett Stewart. He's got a Wolfman, a Glenn Stewart. He's got a Chocky Dax up the top.
They're all signed.
Yeah, dude. That's why you don't throw.
So we don't throw the whole thing out.
We don't throw the whole thing out. I'm telling you. I reckon you can fix this. The screen bit. It's a bit bent, but like you could fix that. It's the framing. It's the glass. Well, you could reappropriate the shit that he's used in it. The playing cards.
That can be reappropriated for sure. He's got a beaver. He's got a Watmow. He's got a Shoulders of Justice. He's got a Wolfman. He's got a snake.
He's got a team photo as well.
Has he got two? Oh, and then he's got a Glenn. He's got a Gifty. So, and they're all signed. They're all signed.
And that ball's signed, but I mean, is it signed by Shane Warne? Like, surely we can take the fucking ball out now, can't we? No, we can't. It's stuck in there. Okay, he's smart.
Let's look up Shane Warne's signature, and we'll compare it.
Listen, if he's fucking knocked that off, he's done well.
That's been signed. That's real pen.
No, it's real pen. It looks pretty. Yeah, I mean, listen. To be honest, none of those are all the same. Like, it looks pretty. It kind of looks similar. There's no certificate of authenticity, which is obviously that's on him. I feel really bad for the guy.
Same.
But I mean, like nothing we can do, obviously.
What do you want me to do?
What the fuck do you want me to do with it?
No, but he'd get it.
Well, you have to get it. You sent a fucking bag of bones over here. This is fucking ridiculous.
It's not in good nick.
That's probably the way we wrap this thing up, Ed. What do you reckon?
I think so.
Kelvin. There's nothing else we need to open. No.
Big Day Rosé.
Big Day Rosé.
Harsport.shop, 6 p.m. There is 20% off 3 cases or more. That's to stock up for the long weekend. Shout out to the punter and the dribbler. Always, we love you. And
shout out to Kelvin.
Enjoy your finals footy.
Yep. Yeah. All right, now just before we wrap, I just felt like we should wrap that poor bastard Kelvin who sent in another failed baggy green attempt. Now, I don't, that might sound harsh. The man, he's sent in, so far, he sent in some golf stuff, which was, again, nice. Like, I feel bad. This cunt, he keeps trying his little heart out. He sent in some golf stuff. He then sent in what was probably one of the more terrifying looking just things ever, which was the Tickle Me Blocker doll.
Which I love.
But it also had long hair, blockers going bald. I love it. Like, it's now part of the About Even set. I love it, but like... And
doesn't look like Blocker.
It doesn't look like Blocker at all. It's got these weird etched little kids' shoes. It's fucked up. We did meet him in Brisbane, I think, when we were doing the hacker up there. The great guy. Can't jag a baggy green to save his life. And then he sends in that monstrosity of a... Well, that wasn't a monstrosity. It became one.
Yeah, via the post.
We are trying to work out the validity of this Shane Warne signature as well. Now, obviously, we don't want to accuse Kelvin of being a fraudster.
We're going to side with authenticity.
We side with authenticity. Felix, who trusts no one, he doesn't trust Bazlenka's penis and he doesn't trust Kelvin. He says that if you just Google Shane Warne's signature, the very first signature that comes up is the one that looks like this. There's a couple that don't look exactly the same, which I don't mind. Like, I never sign any fucking government document the same. I'm pretty sure if you look at my passport, I've just got TB, then my license is my full name. So I get it.
No, I get it.
But it does look exactly the same as the very first signature on Google.
Felix's umbrage with it is that it's too clean for the shape of the ball. Hard to do.
For context, this is also a Shane Warne signed and framed index card, the first thing that pops up. Like a $500 proper memorabilia.
But if you're going to knock one off, do you just knock off the first one you see? It's a very good signature. I wonder whether you do this in whiteboard marker and it just sort of like you keep practicing it.
It's kind of an ironic point, Felix, not to discredit your theory here, but it's like, I agree that it's potentially too hard to do the perfect signature the exact same, but in that sense, it is also the exact same. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it does look.
As in, it would be so hard to do that, like Shane Warne's, if it wasn't.
If it wasn't Shane Warne's, yeah.
Yeah.
You need
That's
to go to a
great
microphone if you're going to
Yeah.
talk. It's a great
But
point.
the point goes both ways,
It
in my
does.
opinion.
I choose to believe that it's real.
I believe.
I mean, so all I'll say as well is that, like, if you're forging a signature, which I'm sure we've all done in our time for the, you forget
but
to...
forging
It's
signatures
so
are
hard.
impossible to do.
It is
100%.
so hard.
100%. But if you're going to forge a signature, you're going to be meticulous about it, and you're going to
I
trace...
wasn't.
You trace, yeah, but if you're trying to get a baggy green, I suppose, you're going to trace that thing over and over and over, and then when you're confident enough, you're getting out the ball, which by the way, I've looked up, and that ball's... I can't see it being made until recent times as well. And then I've also seen that it's a second grade ball. It's like a practice ball. It's good for individual use and practice. It's not a match ball.
Listen, I'm sure Shane Warne signed some subpar cricket balls, but you're saying Zenith balls haven't been made until recently.
I can't see them made until a little bit more recently. I couldn't find the
That's
history of the
sleuth
Zenith.
shit. I wouldn't have even thought about when were they
But also, he just because he hasn't found evidence of a Zenith being made
Yeah,
10
that's
years ago doesn't
which is
mean that
which is
wasn't.
fair.
No, that's fair. You're actually
I'm happy to
positioning it-
concede that.
When was Zenith balls made? Do you know?
I'm asking that. I'm saying you can't prove when it hasn't been made.
The onus is on you.
Yes. Well, I'd argue that the onus is on that ball being verified, not on me, because it's safe to assume it's not real. I'd say that's a safer assumption.
Kelvin could be sitting there with a certificate of authenticity.
Which he should have said.
Yeah,
Which he should have
I
said.
agree.
If Kelvin is sitting there with a certificate of authenticity and he hasn't provided it, Kelvin is again at fault.
And
the same as he is for not putting fragile on the fucker.
And just to clarify, my main reasoning that I think it's fake, it's not actually that it's the exact same as the very first image on Google when you search up Shane Warne's signature, although I don't think that helps his case. My reasoning was if you look up signed cricket balls by Shane Warne, none of them are neat at all. That is a meticulously neat signature there. Like not a single one is even close to looking like that. We're looking at signatures on paper. If you look at all the signatures on the ball, they are wildly different. And that is where I'm finding an issue with
Gotta
it.
say, Felix is a fucking good luck lying to him. Dude.
Yeah. Well, he's
Good
a
luck being
salesman. He's a
Felix's
salesman.
kid. Yeah, no, he
He's a
knows.
salesman.
I'm just I think everything's fake always, unless
He's
proved
also
otherwise.
he's pro Shane Keith. He's looking out for our best interests.
Yes, he is.
He's not pro Shane Keith Warne. I'm sure everyone is, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I am very pro Shane
No.
Keith. But I just don't want the wool to be pulled over our eyes here.
Yep. All right.
And listen, and again, I'm not saying this is true of Kelvin, but if we are just to look at Kelvin's submissions for Baggy Green membership so far, the golf stuff, whilst it was well-intentioned, and again, it's always nice to receive things from dribblers, always fantastic, in fact, the first offering was clearly not worthy, and that's why he didn't have one. The second one, the Tickle Me blocker, was one of the more disastrous.
No, that was the first.
No, the golf shit was first.
No, that was second.
There's no way he thought the golf stuff was going to be...
I'm positive.
Wow. Well, it kind of speaks to my point.
So just early investigations, it's a bit hard to find when the Zenith was introduced, but according to ChatGPT, it was introduced in 2013.
So possible. Definitely
He
possible.
passed in 2020?
2020.
So is that what Tobler does when he's Dioring over there? He's just putting it into ChatGPT and just taking the first answer.
No, you exhaust all avenues. Mate, what is going on with you today? You're a fucking absolute hater. I exhaust all avenues, and then when in doubt, I preface by saying, as according to GPT, this is what I came up with.
Yeah, okay. He did preface.
He did
It's all
preface.
it's all love, Tobler. I was only joshing.
No, he did preface. In fairness, he did preface. So listen, Kelvin, you've had a couple of real tough goes at it. This one, probably the toughest.
This is the toughest.
This is the toughest because you've done all the hard work. Now, we didn't even get an opportunity to evaluate your offering, really, on whether it was baggy green worthy. I'm not going to say it was or it wasn't, but you didn't even get the shot because the thing was in such a state of disrepair that we'll never know.
We'll never know.
But let us know if you want us to send it back, and we will. But I'm now not wowed because if you send it again, I'll be like, well,
I've seen this.
I've seen it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The element of surprise is no longer
Well,
on
there
you.
isn't one.
You've lost it.
No, but are we being
Are we being
unreasonable?
unreasonable?
No, absolutely
Does that mean
not. Just this poor
the element of the surprise is gone.
I can't
unsee it.
I'm not up to like pack and send or whoever the fuck you use. That's not my problem.
I can't unsee it. I've seen it. And I didn't see it it didn't look good. So we're gonna leave you with that, Kelvin. And everyone just take a moment to think of Kelvin today because he's had a tough
Hugs
one.
and kisses to Kelvin.
Kelvin's had a real
Hugs
tough
and kisses.
one.
But what would you have us do?
You know what we'll do, Kelvin? Nothing. We'll send you some rosé.
Yep.
Let's send Kelvin some
2
rosé.
cases.
2 6-packs of rosé coming your way. Drown the sorrows, brother. Ball's not coming back, but we'll send back anything else. It's just in case it is real. I think that's fair to say. Anything else to add, Ed?
I think you've covered everything, Tom. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
I don't know if it's real. I don't think it's real.
Okay, so now you think it's bullshit. Like the whole time we're there.
No, but I've been staring at the screen. I've just been looking at the screen. That's what swayed me. He's staring at other signatures up there, and it does feel too neat. And then I started, and I've been sitting here looking at these signatures, and I've started to reflect on my own signature, which I was asked to sign some documents the other day for a friend.
Yeah.
And my signature was pure shit. Nothing neat about it. I reckon my neatness signature, I've got 1 in 100 neat ones. On a ball like this, none. Think about the hats we've been asked to sign.
But if you're Shane Warne, how many signatures was he assigned? Has he got that down to an exact science?
Clearly not.
That's a great point. That's a good point.
Clearly not. Look at him signing a book. That's his autobiography, which came out when?
Where's our Shane Warne book?
In the TV unit
cabinet.
Let's compare.
Can you just look in there, please?
TV unit.
Let's compare it.
This is a podcast at one end. All right, Cody. He's dragging that back. Look at the strength on the kid.
Fuck, he's strong, the boy. Jawed it up.
He's all jorts. No, you'll be in the big pants.
How do you know it's down there?
You're looking for a book.
I've
A
think I've
Shane
seen
Warne
it there
book.
looking for like the ball pump and stuff.
Yep, nice. Todd Lee knows. Officer manager.
Now, this book was provided by Sam Hiles, who is a Baggy Green member. Oh, okay.
It is signed.
Oh.
It is signed. Ooh.
Give me a look. Give me a look.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Fuck, it's... Okay.
Dude, I think it's real again.
I think it's real. I think it might be real,
I think
dude.
it's real again.
I think it's real.
Dude, you wouldn't be able to do that. Would ya?
It's even got the little mist bit on the end.
That's
like it's
pretty.
not,
That looks fair.
Dude, I reckon that's telling.
I think it might be real.
I reckon it's real. I think that's telling as fuck.
It looks closer to that than the one on Google Images.
Okay, it's real.
I think it's real.
Sorry,
All right.
Calvin.
Ciao.
See ya.
Could you two just not talk anymore?